Let's make lemonade. Let's go to work.
That's the signal! Go, 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 go! Six! It's beautiful! Mother Nature just pissed her pants, dude!
Wake up and hit the ground running. It's The Rush, presented by Willis Auto, with Travis Justice and Ross Peterson bringing you raw, unfiltered, and unapologetic talk about sports, life, and everything else that matters. No filtered, no fluff, just The Rush.
Welcome to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. Good to have you along on a Wednesday morning. You know, buying a car is one thing, keeping it running is another, and that's where Willis Automotive really separates itself. Their service department is top-notch, and they take care of you long after you drive off the lot. New or used, sales or service, start at willisauto.com. Willis Automotive, proudly powering the Rush Radio Show. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushradio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. Watching on YouTube this morning, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Give this video a like, and, of course, leave your comments in the comments section. Call the show at 515-517-2303, and follow us on social media. Good morning, Ross Peterson. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. You look like you're in a it doesn't look like you're in a hotel today, or now it kind of does. When we were with you before, you're in a hotel. All right, it looks like you're in a cabin.
Well, you see, I switched directions because I found out, because I'm trying to be respectful of everybody.
You're in the same hotel room you were in
the same hotel room.
Oh, wow.
The other day I was pointing, so this would have been, I was looking at that wall yesterday.
Okay.
And now I switched places because there's people on both sides of me now. So I tried to figure out the layout of the room to where it would be most optimal to talk into a wall and not disturb the people who are right next to me. And so I totally switched around. Now I'm sitting at a desk.
Well, people can't see it now, but before we get on the air, I have like a different view of you. I can see a different, and there's like a window next to you, and so I thought that you were in I thought you were in the woods in a cabin or something. Okay.
Well, I mean, I look out the window and it's nothing but trees and a pool right below me. But same hotel room, same hotel.
Did you get to Fort Sumter yesterday?
We did not do Fort Sumter yesterday. We were your typical old people yesterday. So we hopped on a free shuttle from the air from our hotel. Free shuttle. Nothing says 55 plus AARP like hopping on the free shuttle, only to go downtown Charleston to where we took a trolley ride throughout the city to see the important parts of the city, because we're like, how are we going to see the entire city? So we hopped on the trolley ride, which was really cool. We went by the Citadel. Have you ever heard of the Citadel, the college?
Yeah.
And like Nancy Mace, who's actually running for governor here in South Carolina, went to the Citadel.
I thought the Citadel was also a military.
You're on to something.
Okay,
so you are. It's not a military school. Well, it is, but you're not committed to a branch of the military when you're done. So it's people who want that military experience, but not be committed like an Air Force Academy or West Point or something like that when you're done. So 36% of the Citadel graduates end up going on to active military service. Otherwise, you just had the military experience and then you're done with it afterwards.
But it's just a university.
Yeah, just a university. But you're treated like
I guess I didn't know that about it.
You wear uniforms. It's very structured, very strict. My thinking is, why would you want that and not want to do active duty outside of that, right? I mean, do you want that discipline and then go off into the corporate world or the private world? And
I don't. And so now I've got all sorts of questions. Does everybody that goes to West Point join the Army? Because West Point's the Army, right?
Yeah. So West Point is the Army. Annapolis is the Navy. Colorado Springs is the Air Force Academy.
What does it have? An Air Force Academy?
Yes.
Yep. Okay.
Yes. And you have the Naval Academy.
I guess for some reason, maybe I thought the Citadel was like the Marines.
No, I believe
Space Force.
I believe them, and if active military or former military can help me, because I don't know the answer to this. I believe the Marines would end up going to Annapolis.
Oh, yeah. See, good look at you, Trav. Man.
Now, there is a Coast Guard Academy, but that doesn't get as much play as Navy, Air Force, or West Point.
Military College of South Carolina, the Citadel. Very cool. Dude, I love the historical tours. This is why you'd be fun to travel with. I mean it. You're a fun guy to hang around with and BS with, but you like to do the corny stuff that I like to do.
Yeah, and we're sitting there going, because we walked Charleston the night before, and we're like, it's so big. Charleston's a lot bigger than I think people realize. Savannah's really kind of compact. The touristy area is nice and it's easy to navigate. Charleston's really, really big. And so I go, let's just hop on this trolley. Actually, I didn't say it. Anjanette did. I got to give all the credit in the world. And so we just...
Hey, Trav. We knew.
Okay. That's good. Went by the minor league baseball stadium here, where they're the 3-time defending Carolina League champions. Bill Murray is actually an owner in this franchise down here. And so we, after our Boone Hill Plantation tour yesterday, and I'll get to that, we went to Sullivan's Island to watch the sunset on the beach last night. Sullivan's Island is just south of Charleston. It's an island with a population of about 1,800. Stephen Colbert has a house there. Bill Murray lives there. Reese Witherspoon lives there. So you can imagine what these houses looked like, Ross. They were, let's just say, very, very nice. Very, very nice.
I'm pulling up Sullivan's Island. So
Sullivan's Island.
You said you went to go watch the sunset.
Yes.
But you're on the East Coast. So
I can still look west.
You can.
It's funny how that works out. I can still look west, you know.
What I'm getting at is like you. I can still look up. I can look all around. That's amazing.
Yeah.
No, that's what I was. When you said we went out to Sullivan's Island to go watch the sunset, and it was beautiful. In my mind, for a moment, I'm imagining you driving out to an island, and you're able to watch the sunset like over,
over the water,
set on the water or something like that. Or and Charleston Charleston's in a weird part. It kind of faces south a little bit, so I didn't know what we were talking about here. So I looked up Sullivan's Island, and it's just like a little pier. But yeah,
I turned my body.
How do you watch the sunset in Charleston? You look west. That's all you do. It's real easy.
See, now I don't feel bad for my dyslexic 2004 and 2024 comment yesterday. As you're like, how'd you watch the sunset in Sullivan's Island?
I didn't mean it that way.
Came off that way.
So you guys get sunsets there still? How's the sun work there? Did you tell them about the moon?
It's amazing. Oh, remember I told you I met that dentist in Greenville? Remember I said I had my Ross Peterson moment? And, he started telling me some of the stuff he did early on in college, and he worked for NASA. And so he goes, I got to work in where they stored the space capsule and stuff. And I go, did you work on the soundstage? He goes, you're one of them, aren't you? You're one of them. Well, I might be one of them. Then we went to, in the middle of the day, we spent about 3 or 4 hours. We went to Boone Hall Plantation. At its peak, it was over 4,000 acre plantation.
Okay. So when you say plantation,
yeah,
I hear slave
Oh yeah,
That's what I'm
well,
envisioning.
I mean, they are very quick and to point out that a plantation is basically in the South means a farm, right? I mean, and they still call them plantations, and so it's not a derogatory term down here, and I know why some people would be, but it's marketed as a plantation. We toured the house, toured the slave quarters. It's now a working farm. They grow blueberries. They grow um, um,
Love me some blueberries. One of my favorite fruit.
strawberries.
Might be my
They
favorite fruit.
saw a bald eagle's nest, and that can get up to 1,000 pounds. I'll send it
How
to
big was the one you saw?
you. Massive.
Yeah,
I'll send it to,
they're enormous.
I'll send it to you during the break. And I didn't know this. They're like, when the bald eagles come to nest, it's a sign that the hurricane season is over. So they take great, like when they see the bald eagles, they're happy because they know the hurricane season is over.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And I'll also be honest, I didn't realize bald eagles went that far south.
Either did I. I had no clue. You learn something new every day. The plantation actually started as they grew indigo here, but then indigo, once they went to war with Great Britain, since they imported 90% of the indigo, which was a dye used for ink and stuff like that.
I didn't know indigo was a plant.
Yeah. So they grew indigo. But this plantation was mainly they manufactured bricks. So 40% of the bricks that built Fort Sumter were produced on this plantation. So it was now it's just gardens and stuff. It's had 4 different houses on there. Though the stories are interesting. We got an Uber ride back to our hotel yesterday, and we told the Uber driver where we're going. And he goes, well, that house was burnt down by the Yankees in the War of Northern Aggression.
Yeah, the war of Northern Aggression.
I looked at Anjanette and I go, okay. But then we get out here, like, no,
we fought that war over ports. It was a war fought about rights and possession rights and who can own what and ports.
And the War of Northern Aggression.
The War of Northern Aggression.
But the house was not burnt down by the Yankees. It actually there was 2 log cabins, and then a farmhouse was put there. But then it was there through the Depression, and the Depression, like many things, did a lot of bad. People they went away from the farm. So a guy came in and bought the property, tore the house down, and built a brand new one. It's 4 stories, 10,000 square feet. Beautiful house, but and it's still occupied. You can only. What
about during the war? What was it? What happened during the war?
During the war, because we said, hey, how come this was not touched during the war? They're like, because of all the up until 20 years ago, there were not roads in Mount Vernon, South Carolina. So to get out there, you had to take a boat to get into Charleston, which is now a 20-minute drive, was a 6-hour flat boat ride because you had to navigate the waters, go through all the marshes and stuff like that. So it was not an easy place to get to. So the Yankees in the War of Northern Aggression just let it go.
The War of Northern Aggression. Really what they call it.
It is.
And they teach the kids down there. And Dan's right. The only indigo I knew was the Indigo Girls.
That's fair. I
knew the color. I didn't know that the color came from a plant.
So what I didn't know, like if you go to the plantations that are further inland and have more fresh water, those are more rice plantations. And Anjanette and I were exactly. So Carolina Gold is a very, very popular rice down here. It's still harvested on a regular basis. I me being stupid, I go, I thought rice was only like in Vietnam and in the Asian countries. Yeah. No, rice plantations and rice farming is still pretty big down here. Had no clue. I said, why did they not do rice here? And they said, well, we tried, but the water around here was too salty and it was not a good crop for around here. It's the amazing stuff you learn that you're not taught in history in school. I mean, there's so much that you learn, and you're like, oh wow, that's pretty cool. So today we check out of the hotel and we drive to Savannah today, where I'll see my daughter for the first time in like 3 months, it seems like. So she goes, hey, can I stay the night with you guys in the hotel tonight? I'm like, sure. I don't care.
You want to snuggle? I'd love to snuggle.
I love it when your 19-year-old still says, hey, I want to sleep with you guys. So that's
happy
awesome.
for you, man. Happy for you. Well, what a fun day. What a fun trip. Glad nothing disastrous happened.
No, not yet, which is nice.
Yeah, I'll be bird bathing in a public restaurant later tonight, so don't worry about it.
I might be, and I haven't run into a bad restroom yet, so that's good, because you never know when you hit the public restrooms. Anywhere you go, you're like, do I go in here? And the first question, Anjanette goes to the restroom, I come out and go, is it a good restroom? Yeah, it's fine. Wait, it's like you got to get the seal of approval before you break your seal.
Question.
Really?
I don't think that's a question I ever ask. Maybe I'm not inquisitive enough. Maybe I'm just the right inquisitive.
Yeah. So what's this tick problem you have?
Oh, son, yeah, dude, dude. I'm wondering if I'm the only one that has dealt with this. And now that you said it, you just said it, so now I got like 4 on me again. Man, I went fishing on Sunday night with Eli. We had to go through a little bit of woods, not much. We weren't trouncing through the woods. We were in the woods for a couple minutes, and then we're out. And in 2 hours of fishing, I think I found 3 ticks on me. And then we got home and I was laying in bed and I had another one crawling on the back of my arm. Laying in bed and I could feel something crawling. I'm like, I have a bug on me. I reached over and I grabbed it. I'm going to call Corey. I'm going to call Corey. Have him picked it off my, and I took my flashlight out and I'm like, that's another freaking tick. See, and then I say it and now I'm like, you know what I mean? Do you ever do that? Like now I feel them on me.
What is it about a tick that makes you do that? Because you could have a mosquito on you, you could have a fly on you. It's like a shoe fly, go away, right? But a tick, it almost makes you feel violated. I'm serious.
They're a parasite, aren't they? Aren't they considered a parasite? They latch onto you. They
suck your blood. In like a matter of a day, they'll go from this flat little icky thing that's hard to get off you to this just ugly, bulbous, blood-sucking bug.
Now I feel them.
And when you do get one on you, it's rarely just one.
Whoa. Look at Alan's comment. Wife and dog came back from a walk this weekend, cleaned 14 off the 2 of them.
Damn. And ticks, if they're embedded in you, now I'm lucky because I'm bald, right? So they don't really. There's no place to hide on me. But when they get burrowed in, I was always told use like rubbing alcohol and then a tweezers to make sure you get the head.
Get the head out. Right, right. So, do you want to hear the conspiracy theory, Travis? That's out there.
There's a conspiracy theory about ticks.
Man, you are just out of the loop, aren't you?
I am totally out of the loop.
Where do you even get your news, huh? I'm going to send you a website. All right, it's called InfoWars. No, you need to get up to speed, dude. There's listen, lamestream media is lying to you,
okay,
which is true. But yeah, there's a tick conspiracy. The government has released the ticks
through the chemtrails.
Well, you know what? Oh my God. The conspiracy theory goes like this. And it's layered, okay? Layered. You ready for it?
I'm ready for it.
All right, here we go. For years, the government and the medical professionals denied that Lyme disease was ever a thing. That's real. Do you know what Lyme disease was?
I don't. I've always
You know
known it
what?
as Lyme disease. I didn't know it was something else.
Oh, Lyme disease was, it's called Lyme disease because Lyme was this condition that happened in a town called Lyme, Pennsylvania. It broke out all of a sudden.
Okay.
And people started acting funny and feeling weird. And people in the community were like, oh, we're just going to start calling this Lyme disease. Well, the rest of the country for decades was like, that's not, and this is all fact. This is all fact. The rest of the country denied that it was ever even a thing for a long time. Okay.
Okay.
Well, now not only is it a recognized medical condition, now we know that it was actually kind of like a government operation gone bad. Basically,
kind of like COVID, like it was manufactured in a lab. And
you said it, not me. Yes, but yes, yeah, same thing. That it was that basically they had weaponized ticks in this town of Lyme, Pennsylvania, and they got out, and the ticks started biting people, and people started feeling funky. But that's why it's called Lyme disease, is because of the town that it broke out in. The Pfizer just came out with a vaccine for Lyme disease.
I did not know this. Didn't your sister have Lyme disease?
Yeah, she did. Yeah. So Pfizer just came out with a cure for the thing that ticks give you. Here's where the conspiracy theory starts. Okay, because all that stuff is fact. Bill Gates has allegedly been bioengineering ticks that can give people this disease that makes them allergic to red meat. You can't eat, you get bit by this tick now, you can't eat red meat. Okay. Now, on top of bioengineering a tick that has this disease that's going to make you allergic to red meat, they're also making fake meat. So see, Travis, it's just one into the other. Alpha-gal syndrome is what Charlie says it's called. That's a real thing. Again, two parts of this story: the real parts, the conspiracy theory parts, the alleged parts of the Bill Gates and the engineered whatchamacallit, ticks.
Tick.
Yeah.
God, I hope I don't get bit by one of those because I love red meat. Oh, I did think about you. We were on Sullivan's Island last night. And Ross, I was thinking of you because of how much you love fish. And I'm sitting right there on the coast in a kind of a beach bar. Picture it's a shack, right? They have, you know how you have chicken fingers? I had grouper fingers last night. Oh, buddy.
Man, the real deal.
The real deal.
That's the thing about where you're at. You haven't even talked about that. Like, you talked about going to the sightseeing, and you talked about the plantation, and you even talked about the food you had.
Yes. Grouper fingers are real, and they were really, really good. We just got done watching the dolphins. There was some dolphins going in and out of the water, so I took some video of that. But then I went and had a vodka soda and some grouper fingers. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Can't go wrong with the grouper fingers. And I'm not a fish person. I don't eat a lot of fish. I should, but I don't.
I don't eat enough fish. It's a good idea. Actually, I have some fish from Ballard's in the freezer. Thaw some fish and have a fish fry.
They had to peel and eat shrimp, and I'm sitting right next to the shrimping boats because there's a lot of shrimping boat captains down here. And I said, "Hey, is the shrimp local? Like just caught out of here?" And they're like, "No, only the highfalutin restaurants get those in town because there's only a limited amount of shrimp." So she goes, "We don't get the good shrimp." So she goes, "Get the grouper." I said, "Okay." But at least she was honest with me, because she could have been, yeah, it's right out of the water. And I wouldn't have known. But she's like, no, only the good restaurants get the stuff that's caught here.
Interesting.
So are you saying you're not a good restaurant?
But so do you think that works the same way, like with sushi restaurants? I know that's the same thing. The stuff that finally get, like the tuna that gets to us, whatever, 9th tier or whatever that is. Is the same thing happen with beef?
I think there's an abundance of beef to where
there's not. It's not okay.
Where we're at, I think beef and pork we're getting the best. I don't think we're getting the best seafood.
You think we're getting the best? That's my point. That's exactly what my brain did. What you just did was like, well, yeah, but in Iowa, they get the best seafood over there because they're by the sea. In Iowa, we get the best beef because we're by the beef. We get the best pork because we're by the pork.
That's what I'm telling myself.
Yeah, but then you've had, think about when you've had bacon your whole life, and then all of a sudden you have Brookwood Farms.
Dude.
And you're like, oh, it's a totally different bacon.
Trust me, I had some bacon yesterday here at the hotel, and I asked Anjanette, I go, is this even bacon? It was
saying.
Yeah. So, like paper thin, uber crispy, and I go, this is just like fake bacon to me. The turkey sausage was okay.
Haven't you had steak that's the same?
Not in
really
where we live. No,
man, I had one not of last week where the kids and I cut into it, and we all three of us were like, "This isn't cutting right." Scott says beef is grated. The best beef goes to the steakhouses still. Andrew's writing in. I just trust our listeners. If you write something, I am like Ron Burgundy. If you put something in the chat, it becomes fact in my head.
Fact.
I'm like Ron Burgundy.
There's no disputing it. There's also no disputing that if you're not feeling right, do not ignore it. Treat it, but treat it your way. Urology Center of Iowa has a dedicated men's health wellness center designed to restore your confidence and your comfort and put you back in control. Because at UCI, you will get a personalized treatment based on you and nobody else. You deserve a clear plan, a private tailored experience, and judgment-free care. That's UCI. Schedule an appointment with UCI today at iowauro.com. It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
I keep forgetting the music. I'm sorry.
It's all right. All right. We'll be back after this quick commercial break.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you my dream job is no job, you know. A front row tickets to every show, you know. Hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie, you know.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles, you know. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
When you work with a company like Mr. Electric that goes above and beyond and makes the customer their priority, that is just a real joy to encounter these days. It was a fairly complicated project and it was intimidating. They made it look so easy and they were very professional, very clean folks. They thoroughly explain what they're going to do. It's clear that they're experienced and that they know what they're doing. Having professionals out there that can do that for me, that gives me a lot of peace of mind.
Keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
My name's Gary Presnell, and I'm a residential home mortgage banker for Northwest Bank in Des Moines Metro Market. I've been financing people's homes for over 25 years, and I'm an expert in financing VA loans, FHA loans, IFA loans, and new construction homes. This is my cat, Norm. Norm knows basketball, but he doesn't know mortgage. And that's where I come in. There are a lot of Tom, Dick, and Norms out there doing loans. So don't just trust anyone with your home loan. I'm your local, trusted, experienced expert. Please call me. I would love to help you.
Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
From first drives to lifelong traditions, Willis Nissan is with you every step of the way. Whether it's meeting up on campus, heading to Waterworks Park for the Willis Nissan Summer Series, or just enjoying an evening out, we're proud to be part of what drives the Des Moines community. Because supporting our community means supporting you through every mile, every moment, in every stage of life. Come in and see us right now to take advantage of our $399 per month lease on the award-winning Kicks with only $1,000 due at signing at Willis Nissan.
Every business has priorities, and Priority One Heating and Cooling is no different. As a service provider, we prioritize quality air conditioners and furnaces that will keep your home at your comfort level year-round. As a small business, we prioritize doing things the right way and treating people fairly. As a truly local business, we prioritize our community. As a veteran-owned business, we prioritize duty and commitment. For big business service with local value, trust your home to the place where you are always Priority One.
Hi, it's Noel. If you're thinking about popping the question, start with a jeweler you can trust. At Fiscus Jewelers, we offer the largest inventory in Ankeny, featuring stunning engagement rings and rare and forever natural diamonds, pre-screened with advanced technology. If you don't see exactly what you're looking for, we'll custom design it together, and our CAD drawings are always free. And when it's time to say I do, don't forget the guys. We offer the largest selection of men's wedding bands around. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Back to the rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Don't forget the Lottery Lounge is back at the 2026 Des Moines Art Festival. You can be spending a day in the shade, enjoying music, exploring juried art fair with work from 190 professional artists, and have the opportunity to take home your favorite pieces with $1,000 in art bucks, plus food and refreshments. All this and more could be yours in this prize promotion from the Iowa Lottery. The promotion runs through 8:59 a.m. on June 2nd. Speaking of the Iowa Lottery, your buddy Matt Strawn is stepping away from the Iowa Lottery. We got that news release yesterday. He's becoming the CEO of Strategic America. So
that's very cool. Good for Matt.
Yeah. So Matt's a good dude. He's been on the show a couple of times. So done a lot of great things for the lottery, including that world record last year at the state fair.
He's just a fun guy. Matt's always been a mover, a shaker. He's been one of the guys doing things in Des Moines, and big shoes to fill. Iowa Lottery going to be just fine.
They're going to be just fine, 100%. At 11:59 tonight, if you have entered your name into the NBA draft, you have until 11:59 tonight to pull your name out and go back to school. One name that a lot of people are keeping an eye on, Ross, is former Iowa State star Milan Momcilovic. He has not made his decision yet. He went through the NBA Combine. I don't know if his grades were that high. I don't know if the NBA people think that his stock is worthy of staying in the draft. He has not made up his mind yet, so we'll hear something from Milan today. He has said that publicly that his goal is to play in the NBA. And if he has a chance to make it, it's not about money, that he would rather play in the NBA. You can say it's not about money. Jeff Goodman from the Field of 68, Jeff's been on the show before, reported last night, Ross, that Momcilovic is the number one player in the transfer portal at this point and could command, are you ready for this, up to $7 million for his services. You can say it's not about money, but man, somebody throws $7 million, and that's on the high end. Goodman's not saying that he's guaranteed to get $7 million because
I heard eight last night. Just so you know, the number that I heard was he could get as much as $8 million to come back and play a senior season.
Now, I mean, he's not coming to Iowa State. I mean, TJ Otzelberger has already filled his roster spot.
They've moved on, had to. Right? Amen, Trav. Amen.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that there's not loyalty. I think when he first entered, because when he entered the transfer portal and also put his name in for the NBA draft, they kind of knew what was going to happen. And
TJ wants to compete for a national title. You got to have your ducks in a row and ready to go.
Yeah,
and all that. And now Momcilovic is going to end up at a school that's going to have those same aspirations, but they're going to be doing it gun for hire at 8 mil, 7, 6, whatever, north of $5 million for sure.
That is a crazy number. Do you think he goes back to school, or do you think he throws his, plays his cards and say, because he's probably not going to be a first round draft pick.
He's projected early second round in some of the things. I mean, could possibly be a late first round pick. It's monetarily, that's no question. You're way better off coming back and playing that senior season at some place. Especially if somebody's going to give you $7 million. What's your rookie contract going to be?
Well, if you're a second
rounder,
nothing's guaranteed.
That's a good point. Not even guaranteed, is it?
I don't think there's anything guaranteed in the second round. You're guaranteed in the first round. And I'm not up to date on the NBA rules. So if somebody is, go ahead and correct us, because I have no problem getting corrected here. But I don't think there's much guarantee in the second round. And so you can see, when he first came out and said it's not about money, you can say that. But then you have agents working with you going, hey.
Not even agents. Like I feel like that passes it off. Listen, we're all human beings. We're all, call it greedy if you want. But, man, we talked about, oh my gosh, Audie Crook's getting life-changing money at $1.7 million or whatever it is.
1.4.
$7 million.
For 1 year.
$7 million for 1 year of playing basketball.
For 1 year.
Now, okay, so Andrew wrote in and said, I thought Iowa State recently had a spot open up. I don't know the specifics of it. I don't think that maybe the door is still open. Maybe
let's be honest, Ross, they can't afford him.
That's what I was gonna get at. Maybe there's $8 million sitting in a pot somewhere that Jamie's got sitting aside, or TJ's got sitting aside with a little jar that says Milan. He's been doing his Dave Ramsey. Got his little Milan envelope over there. He's been stuffing cash in.
I mean, even Jeff Goodman and everything I read last night said, listen, he's not going back to Iowa State. TJ's moved on. Milan's moved on. And the truth is Iowa State can't afford the number unless he doesn't. If it's really not about the money, then I suppose they could find room for him. But that would either go to the NBA or you go somewhere else. Some of the schools going after his services are interesting, because only a few can actually handle that type of number, right? I mean, it's not like everybody can. Not everybody's going to have that much cash on hand. So you're talking Kentucky is in the mix here, Ross. You have St. John's is in the mix. Louisville is in the mix. And now a latecomer to the mix would be Arizona, which would be interesting because that would put Milan back into the Big 12 conference and going against Iowa State.
Don't all those schools feel gross to you? Kentucky, St. Joe's, Louisville, St. John's. I'm sorry, St. John's. Louisville and Arizona. Because St. John's is where Pitino's at.
Yeah, Pitino's at St. John's.
Didn't Rick Pitino coach at every one of those schools except for Arizona?
Yes. Matter of fact, he has. And you know what else he won? He's won at every one of those schools.
He wanted to coach at Arizona.
No, he's won.
Oh, he's won. He's won everywhere he's ever been.
Yeah.
That's a fact. Did those schools all feel gross to everybody else?
Why do they feel gross?
I don't know. That's what I want to core in on this. I want to figure this out. Why when I hear those schools, do I paint them all with this same color?
Do they feel gross because they have the money to do this? Because they have the support? I mean, if Iowa State was throwing this kind of money around, would you feel gross about Iowa State?
Maybe Pitino's the connecting factor.
Maybe it's the fan base. Arizona doesn't feel gross to me. Kentucky kind of does. No, Arizona doesn't feel gross to me.
I thought their last couple coaches had kind of teetered on the.
Sean Miller did, yeah.
Yeah.
Got fired because of it. He was part of that Adidas scandal.
Yeah, that's right. That's one of them I'm thinking of. What's the other one? Wasn't there another Arizona coach that had some shenanigans happening? No. Okay.
Because I'm trying to think. I don't think so.
What other schools in basketball feel like those? In a way, Duke and Kansas. But am I down now? Am I just naming the blue bloods? Am I just naming the schools that are really good? Huh. So why then, Trav, is TJ Otzelberger just doing it different than all these other schools? If he has said, hey, we're moving on from Milan. No, I know what the answer is. What I was going to ask is TJ just running his program different than these other schools by saying, hey, Milan, you moved on. We have to move on as well. I think that the answer is money. I think that the answer is who's got $8 million sitting around to give the guy. Yeah. Well, there's 4 schools: Kentucky, St. John's, Louisville, and Arizona.
I mean, let's use, it's probably not the same comparison, but do you think Bennett Sturts would have stayed at Drake if Ben McCollum would have stayed at Drake?
That I don't know, Trav. I mean, dude, it had somebody come knocking and shown up and back the Brinks truck up with millions of dollars, it would have been really hard for him to stick around. I totally get what you're saying there. But I don't know. It'd be real easy for them to say, no, the loyalty meant more, the friendship meant more, the relationship meant more. I don't know.
And you can say that now because he went to Iowa and he went to with Ben McCollum. Right. But we'll never know the true answer behind that. I do think money plays a factor. I mean, you heard Bill Fenley on here just with his women's team, right? I mean, Audie's getting paid more than his entire payroll of his entire team. And I think Iowa State has money, but you still have to manage that money in a way that makes sense, that you don't ruin the business. And it is a business. And you kind of see what a guy is commanding and you go, I don't think we can do this. And we shouldn't.
Sean, if you got a chance, give us a call. I'd love to understand more what you're saying here. Berger writes in and says, it's a moral hazard. Schools aren't risking their funds. They're expecting fans and boosters to aid on this financial risk.
Well, they're risking some of their funds because 20.5 is coming from the school budget, right? But you're right in the fact where these third-party marketing deals are where they're asking people to pony up for the above the cap money. And what we hear that there's going to be some college basketball programs with $30 to $40 million payrolls. You're going to have football payrolls over 50, close to 60. I mean, that's
and Travis, there's something important to remember. We're like 5 years into this. Not even that many.
No, 2 really. Really, this like was the
3.
Last year.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to go with the House settlement, we're 1 year into this, which leads us into there's going to be a bill that's finally going to the floor of Congress. It's a bipartisan bill. A senator out of Washington and Ted Cruz is part of this. That's going to have limited antitrust protections for the universities. And we heard Jamie Pollard on the last time he was on with us talking about there needs to be some antitrust protection. And there's going to be a salary cap, Ross. And they're not going to eliminate third-party marketing deals because but they have to be legitimate business purposes. And I think that's the shady thing that we don't like about the above the cap money. We see, I think Caitlin Clark is still the poster child, should we say, for what that looked like her last year at Iowa with State Farm, with Hy-Vee. There were legitimate business purposes taking place with Caitlin Clark. You saw them in commercials. You go, okay, I understand why you're paying her. When I have somebody come to me and say, hey, we're ending our NIL deal with Creighton because we paid this money and they show up for commercial and they show up in crutches and we didn't even know this. And we're like, what are we doing here? What are we paying for? And to me, name, image, and likeness, and I think it's the way you viewed it a long time ago. It wasn't about just getting paid willy-nilly. It was about giving your name, image, and likeness to help a business out, whether that be Willis Automotive, whether that be, Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions, something like that.
Do you want to host a clinic?
Yes.
Do you want to you should get a chunk of your jersey sales was the stuff that it was.
Yes.
It was argued about. When they put your name in a video game, when you're on the cover of an EA Sports video game, you deserve a cut of that. That's what it was about. And it instantly became this thing of, all right, what do we pay these guys to show up to play? The businesses, Travis, that's one. They're going to see no return on that investment.
I mean, I think the way it's set up now, I think State Farm capitalized greatly on Caitlin Clark. I think Hy-Vee did a good job with Caitlin Clark. I think there was a return for them, but it was strategic. It was thought out. It was like, okay, here's a campaign we can put forward. The suit that Nebraska just lost, and you're going to see a lot more schools doing this, is taking the in-house marketing deals and just paying them out of that. Well, what's the exchange there? What's the business value there? And that's the confusing part. When a professional athlete gets paid X amount of dollars by team, we see their commercials and what they do outside of football or basketball or whatever the sport is to the companies they give their name to, whether that be Nike, Adidas, Campbell's Chunky Soup. I mean, there's a number of examples we can give, but that's not what we're seeing at the college level. We're just seeing, well, we got an NIL deal, and you're like, okay, well, where are we going to see your name, image, and likeness outside of the jersey you wear? And it doesn't happen, or at least we're not seeing it.
What do you think happens with Milan tonight?
Boy, if those figures are true, even if it's at the 5 million, let's say your high end is 8. I've heard 7.
Let's say it's
5. I don't know how you could turn that down. I just don't. Now, it'd be interesting. I mean, the way they separated was perfect. I mean, it was kind of a joint statement with TJ and Milan. There was no hard feelings. It was thought out. It wasn't like Audie and the way she left Iowa State till that very end, right? Now, does it change if he decides to go to Arizona?
That's what I love. That's where you were going with this.
Yeah.
I think that's the interesting part too.
I think if he ended up at Kentucky, people would be like, okay, we get it. You went to Kentucky. Louisville, the same way.
St. John's, go play for Patino. Yep.
Yeah. You go to Arizona and you have to come to Hilton Coliseum and you hit the game winner with 2 seconds to go. That rubs loyalty. People are loyal and they'll always be loyal to Milan. But if you go to I think it would be this way with anybody. You go to a rival, somebody in your own conference, they're going to view that a little bit differently. Would you agree with that?
Totally. And again, I'm learning lessons from the Audie Crooks thing. When I said, "Oh, is Audie going to get booed?" and everybody was like, "Yeah." Milan didn't have the connection that Milan had a great connection to the community. I don't want to deny that. Audie's was special.
100%.
Something about the Iowa girl and the farm kid type of thing, right? Milan leaving and coming, and I think that you're right. It's something about the way you left. Another great Confederate Railroad song. When you leave that way, you can never come back. Oh, that's a good one. That'll haunt you. The way Audie left, you can never come back. Milan, it is different, especially if there's a $5, $6, $7 million cha-ching waiting for you.
Yeah.
If he goes to Arizona, Were those the only 4 schools you said? Kentucky, St. John's, Louisville, and Arizona? Did I just quit writing them down?
Yeah, no, those are the ones that I mentioned.
Okay.
There may be.
Right.
I've seen UCLA pop up, but a lot of people thought it was going to be Louisville. Louisville has had like the #1 transfer portal. Where Louisville's getting its money, I have no idea. But But you're talking 2 schools in Kentucky that are willing to throw around a lot of money. But going back to why does it feel gross? Because you start to realize, and I'm not saying it's not this way. I'm not trying to put Iowa State on a pedestal. But it just feels like you're willing to throw that money around because all you want to do is win. Every school wants to win, right? But it doesn't feel it's like it seems like Iowa State and Iowa have a cap to that. It's like we want to win, but or am I being too simplistic? Am I giving Iowa and Iowa State too much credit?
You're giving way too much credit.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
What's capped them? When you say it's capped, what's capped?
That they can only go so high.
Why?
Because their boosters are only going to go so high.
Because they only have so much money. It's not a desire to win. It's not like and it's not like, well, our priorities say that it's only this much money. No, it's not your priorities. It's your bank account. It's your boosters. It's who you've been able to convince to give you money. It's how much you think you can convince them to promise you going forward. Because, man, I keep saying this. None of this stuff is long-term. And somebody wrote in and said Milan still has 2 years left. Donnie wrote and said he has 2 years remaining. Again,
no, he has
again.
3.
You can put something in the chat. I just think it's true, Donnie.
I believe it's because he's played. He's played 3 for Iowa State.
Either way, the $8 million would be for 1 year. The $7 million would be for 1 year. Travis, it's such an emotional buy. You were always very good about talking about this. It's such an emotional buy. To go to these people with lots of money and say, hey, do you want to win? Do you want your favorite colors and your favorite logo to win? Because we need your money. Somebody's going to get Milan. Somebody's going to get a guy that can shoot 3-pointers. And somebody's going to give him $7 million to play basketball for a season. It's just crazy to me that none of it is about like, well, what are his studies? What? Where do his credits transfer?
Is he going to get a degree?
It's wild. We live in the wildest times. I think you're right. Unless not a lot of people are projecting him to go in the first round. There's a few projections that have him in the early second round in the NBA mock drafts.
But we've seen those drafts before, and you can fall out real quick.
And you can move up real quick.
Yeah,
there might be a team. Was it Abdul Nader? Was that the kid that from Iowa State that the Celtics drafted towards the, and that was one that it was like,
where'd that come from?
Yeah, and it was he fit exactly what they wanted, and they went way up. They went way above what anybody else thought they were going to do. Maybe I'm wrong about it being Nader. One of those dudes, one of the guys that got that one of those Iowa State dudes that got drafted.
I want to go back to that bill that Ted Cruz and the senator from Washington are proposing that it's supposed to go to the floor. There's very limited information coming out about it, Ross, but there are rumors that there's language in there about capping coaches' salaries.
Wow.
To control that. I don't know how I feel about that. Your gut reaction or my gut reaction, it's like, yeah, these guys are making too much money. But then I'm like, well, hold on for a second. They are professionals. It is a supply and demand if you're willing to pay something. If you're not going to cap third-party NIL money for legitimate business purposes for players, why would you cap a coach's salary.
What? It's funny because
do you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, right?
I understand what you're saying. I don't agree with it.
And maybe it's because it's a public. Most of these are public institutions, and maybe that changes if it was a private entity.
Man, that's Travis. That's an important wrinkle in this. Is that there are kind of like some outliers here when it comes to the private institution thing. Dude, first of all, first and foremost, get out of here with the government is going to save all this. Remember,
I'm not saying that.
No, I'm not you. I'm not saying you. I just mean Ted Cruz. Go away. What are they going to call this? The Save College Sports in America Act or something like that?
Why they want the government involved is because they need antitrust protection, because all this stuff will be held up in court if you don't.
Dude, I'm not trying to play Rostradamus here. I fucking called this. Do you remember me saying, hey, I feel like the NCAA is letting this stuff get way out of control because they want the government to step in? Do you remember me saying that to you?
Yeah.
They're letting this stuff get wild and wacky, and they're not, dude, they're still inflicting rules on D3 cross-country runners, but the starting quarterback in the national championship there's no rules that apply? Because we just don't know what to do. No, they've been waiting. They've been begging. The member institutions want desperately for Congress to step in to do something. Why, Travis? Because they're losing their money. Because right now they got to share it. And they don't, and it's not a level playing field. And here's the other crazy thing about this, guys, that we keep forgetting about. Make all the rules you want to make. Guys are going to break the rules. It doesn't matter what rules you put in place. Ted Cruz can write whatever legislation he wants to write. Bama gonna be Bama. You can write whatever rules you want to write. Guys are going to break them. Doesn't mean you don't have rules. What it means is like we've got to evolve and not go backwards. And I don't like this idea of the government stepping in to say, we know what's right. We can fix this thing. Because no, they don't, and no, they can't. They all have special interests. They've all got behind the scenes backdoor deals. So Ted Cruz stepping in to say he's going to, this fucking idiot. How do we have the leaders we do, dude? It's crazy.
At a lot of levels, right? And going back to the NCAA, being reactive and not proactive. When this stuff all started changing, and you're right, when D2 and D3 have to follow the same thing, when it's not even an apples-to-apples comparison, they needed to separate themselves back in the late 90s, early 2000s to say, hey, we're going to treat Division I completely differently. And we're going to treat the Big 12, the ACC, the SEC, the Big 10, and at that time, the Pac-12 completely differently than the Sun Belt, because it's not equal. And that's been the shakeup from the beginning. And now you have the power struggle, and why the SEC and the Big 10 are going, well, maybe self-governance is the way to go. But guess what? Even when they self-govern, they're still going to break the rules.
And I'm sorry I got on my soapbox about because
fine.
I don't even want to address some of the things that Ted Cruz is saying there, because I don't think he should have the jurisdiction to say anything.
But they've asked him to do it. I mean, the NCAA,
they've begged him to do it. So, again, I said this a year ago. They're letting this shit happen because they want this is the end game. The end game in this is get the government involved and write the rules back so that they get the control and they get all and that they can reel this thing in. I was okay with a little bit of the Wild West here because I think that businesses were going to start figuring it out. I think that fans were kind of getting hip to the game of like, wait a minute, this is all our money. This is all ours. The capping the coaches' salaries, the argument always was for decades against the players was, hey, if you want to be a professional, go to the pros. If you want to get paid, you got to go to the pros to get paid. I never understood why that logic didn't apply to the coaches. my thought on it is they all get treated the same. The players and the coaches, if the government's going to step in and regulate one, then the government should be able to step in and regulate both. I don't think that the government should be stepping in to regulate any of it, but if they're going to step in and if you're going to write legislation that says these are the rules for the players, these are the rules for the universities, then you have to write runs that say these are the rules for the coaches too. I think that the coaches' salaries were one of the canaries in the coal mine here. They were the first thing that started to get way out of hand. Maybe if you go back on it, it was that arms race of facilities. You know, it was Texas building a new locker room every couple of years with helmet dryers and napping stations. And you're like, what the fuck going on here?
Arcades, pool tables,
yes,
fancy lit up
Clemson had $1 million
lockers.
slide or something like that. And it was crazy stuff. Maybe that's where we all should have stepped back and went, uh-oh.
Because
weird.
The facilities arms race is over. People don't care about facilities now. All the money's going to go to where you can pay your players. I mean, they'll still update facilities, but it's not going to be like it was 10 years ago by any means. You know who has a great facility it's not primitive, but it's beautiful, is Ballard's Black Island.
They've invested so much in that facilities race over the years. It is really cool to see what Ballard's has done. When you get up on the island, there's even some of the cabins have like pictures of what the island used to look like 25, 30 years ago. And it's amazing to see what they've done. So Ballard's Black Island is not what a lot of people, it's not tent camping. It's not primitive log cabin camping. You got a little living room, you got a warm bed, you got a hot shower, and then there's a big lodge where you go up, and it is just the most beautiful place in the world, and an opportunity for you to go spend 4 nights and 3 days of guided fishing with everything included. It is the full package for $1,200 per person. You got to book 2 people at a time, and the availability is very limited, but call them today and find out what that looks like, and you could book an unbelievable, unforgettable summer getaway with you and somebody else that's close to you with Ballard's Black Island. You can go to blackisland.com. You'll see some photos there, get an idea of what this looks like, but give them a call and they can explain it all to you as well. 218-634-1996. This is for all ages. It's for men and women. I've been up there with 90-year-old men and 9-year-old boys. I've been up there with my son. I was up there with my son. Took Courtney up there. We've taken the girls before, and it is a fantastic trip for everybody involved. Go take advantage of it. 218-634-1996 or Ballard's Black Island, just blackisland.com.
All right, we got an hour in the books. We got an hour to go. It's good to have you along with us on a Wednesday. It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you my dream job is no job, you know. A front row tickets to every show, you know. Hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie, you know.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles, you know. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
At Iowa Floor Covering, we believe great floors start with great service. Whether you're looking for a plush carpet, durable LVP, timeless hardwood, stylish laminate, or beautiful tile, including custom tile showers, we'll help you find the perfect fit. No pressure, no pushy sales tactics, just honest guidance from a team that listens. DIY Weekend Warrior, we've got the products and advice to set you up for success. Iowa Floor Covering, floors you'll love from people you can trust.
There are a lot of reasons to want a self-driving mower from Iowa Mobotics.
Being automated gives me more time to do my hobbies.
I travel so much for work that I don't have time to take care of the lawn, but I still care about how it looks.
And I'm just lazy. Gives me time to work in the wood shop instead of spending it on the mower.
It works in my schedule.
And I just really hate doing it.
No matter your reason, with Iowa Mobotics, spend less time mowing, more time living.
From first drives to lifelong traditions, Willis Nissan is with you every step of the way. Whether it's meeting up on campus, heading to Waterworks Park for the Willis Nissan Summer Series, or just enjoying an evening out, we're proud to be part of what drives the Des Moines community. Because supporting our community means supporting you through every mile, every moment, in every stage of life. Come in and see us right now to take advantage of 0% or $3,500 off on our award-winning 2026 Frontier at Willis Nissan.
The following advertisement is for people who like to save money.
Do you or a loved one suffer from chronic overspending, getting less but paying more? Then you may have a case of big HVAC. Now is the time to try Priority One. We set our own prices, which means you pay for what you need, not for anything else. And if you need a heating service or new furnace, now is the time to try Priority One.
Side effects of Priority One include increased happiness, extra peace of mind, and bonus cash for whatever you want. Please use responsibly.
Your house wasn't built for bats, birds, or raccoons, but try telling them that. At Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions, we've been helping Iowans take back their homes for over 20 years. We use cost-effective, eco-friendly methods to solve wildlife and pest problems the right way. Whether it's bats in your attic, birds in the vents, raccoons in your chimney, or moles in your yard, we have long-term solutions. Call Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions today at 515-218-3400, and let's make sure your home doesn't become their home.
Start spreading the news, cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end, unless you're just loitering. It's Central City, we can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City, all this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
Game on, keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
Like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Welcome back to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. You know, if you're listening to the Rush Radio Show right now, you're already making a very smart decision. That's right, because you tune in every day at 6 o'clock and listen to us till 8. And that includes your smart decisions of where you buy your car. Willis Automotive is your go-to for quality vehicles and even better service. New ride, used ride, family hauler, or something fun, finding at willisauto.com. The Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushladio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. Watching on YouTube this morning, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Give this video a like. Leave your comments in the comment section. Always call the show at 515-517-2303 and follow us on social media. I'm Travis Justice. He's Ross Peterson. Fun first hour. Fun first hour. By the way, if you're just tuning in, I'm on the road today. We'll be the remainder of the week. Should be back in the studio on Monday, so that'll be fun. But what are you doing today, Ross? Selling more houses today? Is that what you're doing?
Let's see. Today, today is Wednesday. What's on my docket today? I do have some. I got a listing that's going to be going up tomorrow, so got to get some documents out to them. Get a sign posted up. Got to find a lockbox because man, right now I have a lot of listings. Been an active time. So
that's good.
Got a lot of closings coming up. Been busy. So, but I'm showing houses tomorrow afternoon. Yeah, so been busy.
Speaking of closing a deal, Iowa and UConn closed a deal yesterday, and the Iowa women and UConn have agreed to a 2-year home series. It'll be played this season and next. First game going to be played out in Storrs, Connecticut. Then UConn makes the return trip in 2027 to play in Iowa City. Ross, I like this a lot. I think it's smart of Jan Jensen. As you want to take that next step, you want to be in the mix of the elite of women's college basketball. You play those non-conference games of significance, And, UConn's been really good at this, especially when they went back to the Big East. They're like, okay, the Big East is not where it's at for us for a competition level. You see them play South Carolina. You see them play UCLA. They play those upper echelon teams. For Gino Auriemma to go, you know what? We want to put Iowa on the schedule. I think that speaks a lot about where the Iowa program is and a level of respect that Gino's giving the Iowa program.
Travis, I'll tell you where this kind of came into my world was when the NCAA tournament happened at when Iowa hosted those first 2 rounds last year, and we saw videos of those 4 teams showing up to play, the 3 teams showing up to play. Those girls were playing in the house that Caitlin Clark built.
Yep.
Those girls were playing in the arena that they got to watch Caitlin Clark, and they were all Caitlin Clark fans. So as soon as this was announced, that was one of my first thoughts. Is like, man, listen, this is great for Iowa to be able to play UConn. You're right, really smart by Jan Jensen to agree to do this. Are you going to lose by a combined 90 in the 2 games? Donnie Rickles says UConn by 50 at home and 40 on the road, possibly.
Oh, I think Iowa, with McKenna Velichko coming in, I'm
just saying possibly. You're right, though, too, Travis. What happens if you don't? What happens if you beat them? Because that's where the game gets played. Ball gets tipped. You might have the better team. What happens if you lose by 90? You know where you're at.
Know where you stand.
Yeah. You went out and played against the best in the world, and you got to see what that was like, and now you know where you stand. What happens if you win?
Your program gets elevated.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. But I do think so again, understanding where Iowa and UConn are in the world of things, I do think this is a really cool thing for those UConn girls to be able to come play where Caitlin Clark played as well. And I'm not just saying that as a Hawkeye fan. I'm saying that as a person who watched those girls walk into Carver Hawkeye Arena and be FaceTiming their family saying, this is where we watched Caitlin play.
Hey, but by the way, the opposite is true too. I mean, to think those Iowa players don't go to Storrs, Connecticut and go, look at all these national titles. Look at the players that have come out of here. There have been a lot of people with that same program.
Connecticut. I'm joking. You're right.
I mean,
they will. Yeah. Yeah. Stand on that hardwood and go, man, almost every icon in women's college basketball has played here.
And you could probably make the argument because you change as you get older and you start having your own goals and stuff. But if you're just coming up, where do you want to go to school if you're a women's basketball player? You probably want to go to UConn because it's the most famous. When I was younger, it was Tennessee, Pat Summitt, Tennessee. Then it changed to UConn. It's probably becoming South Carolina now. But there are just you got a historic program. I think it speaks volumes of the respect that Gino has for the Iowa program to want to come play this, and also go, you know what, you're going to have 15,000 in there guaranteed.
You said the thing that you just said the sentence that hit my emotion the most, but I didn't want to hear it that way.
What was that?
Because that's what I was trying to get at is like, hey, this is really cool for Iowa too. This is a cool thing for Iowa. It's not just smart by Jan Jensen. It's not. This is a neat. This is like, hey, look at Iowa women's basketball. It is the respect from Gino Auriemma. When you said that, I just don't like that guy. I don't know.
You would like him if he was your guy. You would love him. But
You're
I know
right.
exactly what you mean.
I didn't care for Fran when he was my guy.
You would have if he won like Gino Auriemma did.
That's a really good point. That's a really good point. He could have got away with a lot more if he would have won national titles like that.
Being a dick is one thing, right? Being a dick is one thing, but Gino at least backs it up. Fran never backed it up.
And nailed it.
I mean, how many national titles? Real quick,
dude. Fran didn't back it up, and he had people backing him up.
Yes, Fran got to the second round of the NCAA tournament. What?
And there are
twice?
still there are people that it took finding out that he was mean to Keith Murphy for people to finally be like, all right, that's my breaking point.
That's the breaking point. It wasn't.
You
the
mean to
point.
Murph?
How do you do that to Murph? Wasn't the fact that he treated everybody else like crap. It wasn't the fact that he couldn't get beyond the second round. Because Ross, you don't remember the Licklider years. You don't
That's
remember.
exactly it. That's exactly it. And man, hey guys, we did this thing one time with Tom Davis, and you don't want to do. We don't want to repeat that. Let's just be mediocre and take it. Okay, it's okay to be okay.
Is it blasphemous for me to say? God, I don't want to say this, but
Say
I'm
it.
say it.
Fire away.
Tom Davis essentially lived off his first season as Iowa's head coach when they went to the Elite Eight.
You know, Trav, I'll be honest, I don't know enough about that time period.
But he's such a likable dude.
I think that's what it was. I think, first of all, everything happens in like a context, you know, where part of the reason that we love Tom Davis is because we hated Steve Alford. Part of the reason we hated Steve Alford is because we loved Tom Davis. Like the juxtaposition, is that the right word to use there for like having two very opposite things next to each other gives it more, shows the contrast. Dr. Tom was such a likable guy. Uh-oh, what's up? You're reading.
No,
something.
I'm just reading. So he did go to 9, and here's the difference. He went to 9 consecutive NCAA tournaments. Of course, went to the
Dr. Tom did.
Yes, at Iowa, went to 9 consecutive, 87, 88, 89, 91, 92, 93, 90, then 96, 97, and 99.
Then hell no, he was not.
Did
you say 99?
That would have been what, his last year? This was just a quick search.
Wow. I'm lost.
It's all right.
I'm lost because in my head, 99 seems way too late.
No, his last. Yeah, he went to the NCAA tournament his last year. They were 20-10 his last year at Iowa.
Yeah, the dude. Then you're wrong. You're thinking of, did he live off those first couple of years?
I mean, as for NCAA tournament success.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean, we graded Fran never getting past the second round. But he was a likable guy. Loved Iowa. Fit in, much like Kirk Ferentz.
I'm telling
Fran
you, just a different
vibe.
Yeah. Yep.
The aura somebody gives you. I didn't mean that. I didn't want when I was scared to say it, I didn't want it to come off disrespectful. But if you judge people just on wins and losses, I mean, Fran won, but there was apathy. Nobody showed up.
Yeah,
the arena was half empty. And I think part of that apathy, I would say, Ross, the apathy that set in under Fran McCaffrey was more because of the guy's attitude. He
I
never
totally agree.
Yeah.
It's this thing we're talking about.
Yep.
A likability factor, a relatability. Likability might be A1, 1A, 1B there.
But are likability and relatability two different? Are they the same?
Very
or are they
similar
two different
things, aren't they?
Yeah,
Very similar.
Yeah, because I can relate. Most people I relate to, I like. Most people I don't relate to, I don't like.
They are slightly different. I mean, we're not going to sit here and argue about it, but they're slightly different. Somebody being likable and somebody being relatable are two different things. You can relate to somebody, not like him. You can like somebody, not relate to him. Russell Brand. I'm kind of like Russell Brand. I don't relate to the dude at all.
He's a little out there.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know why that name came to my head there, but that would be a guy.
There are
Most
some people right now
famous
going,
people
who's
are
Russell
that way.
Brand?
Elon Musk. I think Elon Musk seems like I like Elon Musk. I can't relate to the guy at all.
That's fair.
So anyway, that's. I know you had a bevy of stuff to talk about today on your rundown.
You know, we've given the SEC a hard time over the years, and maybe it's because we didn't think of it first, or the Big Ten didn't think of it first, but they've always played that cupcake weekend where they play the FCS schools or the Sun Belt schools that week before the season is over.
Yeah, like week 9.
It'd be like week 11. It was like, then they'd head into rivalry weekend, and people would be like, why are you playing a non-conference cupcake now? Right in the heart of the season. And actually, if you think about it, pretty brilliant move. I mean, just but people are like, man, you've got Iowa playing Nebraska and you're playing UAB or whatever. Well, they voted yesterday, Ross, in the SEC to get rid of Cupcake Weekend. And there's a number of reasons behind this. You've got the SEC going to a 9-game league schedule, so that's going to change things up. And they're starting to realize the importance of late season wins because of the college football playoff and the way it's structured. And if you do have expansion coming up, whether that be 16 teams or 24 teams, whatever it shakes out, it's going to be better to win those big games late than probably lose early. So, it won't happen this season. It's going to take place in 2027. But I like what Greg Sankey said. He goes, the end of Cupcake Weekend. He goes, well, we never got it sponsored anyway. So at least
that's a good line. That's funny.
Yeah,
that's funny.
It's acknowledging that you knew it existed. People poke fun of you, but don't kid yourself. If they could have got Hostess to sponsor that weekend, they would have taken the money.
That would have been great. Travis, I'm glad you said what you said there, because I'm with you, man. I never had a problem with this. To me, it was like, man, join them. Everybody always bitched about what an advantage it was for the SEC to have it. Then join them. Then move one of your non-conference games to that week. It's easy. Do it. It's like, that car doesn't go outside of state lines. Yeah, it does.
Well,
it's
still
like, allow it.
Who said that non-conference games had to be played in the first 3 weeks of the season? Because it's always been that way. I'm okay with you opening up with a conference game. That gives me more fire to start the season because you got something on the line right away. I didn't.
Yeah.
But people would be like, "Oh, the SEC doing it again, padding their schedules so they get a." Yeah, that's smart. But if they weren't going to a 9-game schedule, I don't know if they would have done it. I think the athletic directors they wouldn't have.
Right.
So.
I love it. I love that he acknowledged it. That's very self-deprecating and like aware, because at least we never got it sponsored.
What would be cool things to sponsor in college sport? So you bring something up obscure like that, like where everybody kind of makes fun of it. Like, oh, here comes the SEC's Cupcake Weekend, brought to you by Hostess Cupcakes. What would be something in sports that you could sponsor that like happens every year that is just kind of organically
what's
grown
doing
like
this?
that?
Honestly, is the Pop-Tart Bowl. Pop-Tart Bowl is having fun with the bowl system,
almost mocking
making
it,
a
right?
huge. Oh, I've lost you again, Trav.
I hear you. It's weird.
I've lost you, man. Maybe take a time out here if you want. I'll reset.
We'll take a quick time out. It is, and then we'll go all the way to 8:00. So Ross is going to reset when we come back on the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Game on. Keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is no job, you know. A front row tickets to every show, you know. A hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie, you know.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles, you know. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
Did you know that over time, your engine builds up carbon deposits in the intakes and valves, which can lead to poor performance, fuel economy, and even bigger issues down the road? With summer on its way and road trips abound, the last thing you want is a major repair. For the month of May, Land Rover Des Moines is offering 15% off our fuel services to clean out that carbon and get your engine running smooth while keeping some extra cash in your pocket. Don't let a clogged engine ruin your family summer. To get scheduled, visit us online at LandRoverDesMoines.com.
Fresh, wild walleyes. This summer, point your compass north to Ballard's Resort on Lake of the Woods. Ballard's Lake of the Woods long-standing family resort offers a pole-in-hand guided fishing experience along with all-inclusive packages that include lodging and meals. Chase 10-pound trophies with the walleye capital of the world's most established fleet. Your adventure for fresh, wild walleyes awaits at Ballard's Resort. Set the hook at ballardsresort.com.
Hi, it's Noel. At Fiscus Jewelers, we're honored by the fact that our customers continue to come back on purpose, and that trust means everything to us. For years, we've been privileged to be a part of life's most meaningful moments, and we never take that responsibility lightly. We proudly offer the largest inventory in Ankeny, cutting-edge custom designs, including free CAD drawings, and a team that takes the time to get it right. Thank you for choosing us year after year. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Hi, I'm Tom, owner of Central City Liquors. Our customers love us because we offer a large selection at an affordable price. And to keep costs low for you, we don't splurge on fancy promotions and expensive equipment. This commercial is being shot on a phone taped to a stick. Anyway, we are proud to announce our new rewards program that allows customers to save more the more they buy. Whoop. So don't spend more to pay for fancy commercials. Save at Central City, where we know what's important. I told you we should have used duct tape.
Did you know that over time, your engine builds up carbon deposits in the intakes and valves, which can lead to poor performance, fuel economy, and even bigger issues down the road? With summer on its way and road trips around, the last thing you want is a major repair. For the month of May, Willis Volvo Cars is offering 15% off fuel services to clean out that carbon and get your engine running smooth while keeping some extra cash in your pocket. Don't let a clogged engine ruin your family's summer. Give us a call or schedule online at willisvolvocars.com.
Back like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
If you're looking for a mortgage for your home, there's only one man to call. That's Gary Presnall. He's a mortgage banker with Northwest Bank, financing residential homes the past 25 years. He offers VA, FHA, IFA first-time buyer loans, and conventional new construction loans. And all approvals are done locally by Northwest Bank. And those approvals, pretty important when you go to buy a house. And Gary can get you pre-approved in 30 minutes or less. Can happen after hours during the week or even on the weekends. Give him a call because he's Iowa's most trusted mortgage banker. Number one in Iowa the past 8 years. 515-975-6767. Welcome back to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. We were talking about the SEC and Cupcake Weekend and the Pop-Tart Bowl and how it's kind of disrupted everything. I was just wondering if there's anything else that could be sponsored that was just organic.
Yeah, I mean, dude, there's so many things that we used to look at as ridiculous that were literally like comedy sketches that are now just a part of now they aren't even funny because they're part of everyday life. Like, I remember my friend had a bit about every little part of a broadcast being sponsored, including like when they went down to get the temperature on the field, that was sponsored. And then like a month later, I'm listening and they're on the Hawkeye broadcast. They're like, all right, and this year we're going to go down and get the Pioneer Seed Field Report. And they go down and Rob Brooks is like, oh yeah, it's hot down here tonight. 82 degrees on the field. That's your Pioneer Seeds Field Report. Did they just give me the temperature on the field?
They did.
Pioneer Seed, when your field needs the best. Call your local dealer at such and such. Did they just sell part of the broadcast to tell me the temperature on the field?
Everywhere there's money, man.
Ollie, what's it like outside? It's hot.
By the way, if you want to sponsor Ross's Rabbit Hole, you can call us at...
right, exactly.
We're no different. But yeah, I did like the idea.
So what else?
So
So that's what I'm saying. Get ridiculous, and I bet we predict the future here.
Yeah.
What's something that could be sponsored? Like, because one of the first things that came to my mind was Boise State's Blue Turf. I guarantee you, it's sponsored by it's
got a logo on it somewhere.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. But it's got to be just so organic. I mean, the fact that Sankey dropped that, we didn't get it sponsored. And Hostess, I'm like, why didn't you think of Hostess? It's the Hostess Cupcake Weekend.
Because if they would have, we all would have been bitching about.
Yeah, you're right.
Look at how it's all about corporate dollars.
You're right.
What's this video you've got? You've got a video lined up, ready to play. What?
Oh, this is Abner Uribe last night. He's up. He's pitching one inning for the Brewers. The Brewers are up 6-0 on the Cardinals. Brewers in first place in the National League Central. Cubs, by the way, have lost 10 in a row now. Watch Uribe on a 6-0 lead, ending the inning. Here it is. Oh, hold on. I got to do something here. Let me rewind it, and then I'll add it. Here we go.
Strike 3 call. Burleson's going to challenge it. Cardinals have 2 of them left. Oh, and look at Uribe.
The Generation X.
You better hope this is a strike. It was. And Burleson is retired, and the Cardinals strand 2 in the 8th inning. No runs to hit.
So Pat Murphy comes out and says he's embarrassed by Uribe's actions. Saying they got to be better than that. You got to act better than that. Uribe apologized to his teammates, but you're up 6-0. And he's like, he goes, Pat Murphy said, maybe there's something there. I don't know, but it's uncalled for.
Maybe there's some history between them. They're up 6-0 in the 8th inning, and he drops to suck it on him.
Donnie says, how dare baseball be fun? I don't know if it's a level.
What?
I don't want baseball to be WWE.
All right.
You can be fun, but I don't want baseball to be WWE.
All right. So I feel like this is that thing of like, is it porn? Is it art? Oh, I know it when I see it. So what does the score have to be for him to go? When is doing the suck it thing appropriate?
I don't know.
I think your standard then is you shouldn't do that on a baseball field, is what you're trying to say.
I'm probably there.
That you just shouldn't do stuff like that.
Well, there's a difference between a fist pump or staring a guy down, but basically turning into a whole dugout and degeneration Xing them. It's like, really? Act like you've been there before?
Okay, and I'm not trying to be. I really am trying to find where the line is here, because I think maybe you and I would agree on that. I hadn't thought about it like this. Maybe it's doing it to the other team. Maybe had he turned, because we've seen, who was the guy, was it Octavio Dotel or somebody like that, who used to do the big, he would like pull the arrow out and fire it at the, I don't remember which reliever that was. It wasn't Dotel. I'm missing it. Anyway, guys have always kind of done, that's one thing, I'm excited. Pete Vukovich. Remember Pete Vukovich? The Mad Hungarian.
Yeah.
Remember that guy? So guys have always gotten excited. Guys have always pumped their fists. It's okay to, you scream and yell into your glove and we all go, yeah, look at that passion. Look at the Bulldog. Look at Max Scherzer, how angry he is.
Yeah, and I think Ross, not Peterson. I love that name. When you direct it at the other team is generally the line.
Yeah,
So
that's what I'm thinking.
Let's say you had a home run and a bat flip. Well, if you turn around and bat flip the bat towards the opposing dugout, that would be a line.
And like pointing at the other dugout, that's a good point. That's when you're like,
Yes.
oh no, yep. Alfred Bosky was the Mad Hungarian. Thank you, Scotty. Was I right about what name did who Pete Vukovich? Was he the guy that was super like animated on the mound too?
I can't remember.
Anyway, yeah.
There's been a lot of people animated on the mound.
That's like 70s, early 80s
Yeah.
names. I'm sorry. The Fran stare down, David writes in.
That was a line. We were all like, what are you doing? Right? When you just stood in front of an official for a minute, it was like, it's not needed.
I think it's so. What if he'd turned towards the center fielder and done it? Even then, I think I would have been like, what is that? Doesn't that mean suck it?
I think so. And the Cardinals are probably sitting there going, we're down 6-0.
Yeah, in the eighth inning. See, those things somehow compound it, but that's why I was asking, like, is there a score? Is there a point in the game when that becomes okay? No, it doesn't. But being up 6-0 and doing it, it almost feels like I'm with Pat Murphy. Is there something deeper there? Was there something that we don't know about?
I mean, he only pitched an inning, so it's not like the Cardinals could have been chirping down 6-0, right? You're pitching down 6-0. It's not like the Cardinals are chirping at that point. If they're chirping at you the whole game, maybe that's a different story. But it was just like, and maybe it's one of those, I'm falling into the unwritten rules of baseball. It's like, really?
Some of that, and I think that was, I remember which listener it was that said, "Oh, baseball can't be fun." I do want baseball to be fun, and that's why I kind of, there's a part of me that sees it, and first of all, it's funny. It's funny. I want baseball to be fun. I want guys to be bat flipping. I want it to be celebrating and goofy stuff. But
I don't want it to be WWE. There is a line.
This is why pitchers should hit. If they could just throw a 98-mile-an-hour fastball at his head, it would fix everything.
The only thing that would have made it funnier is if that challenge would have been overturned and he had to go back to the mound.
The fact that it was a strike by like that much.
And I know it's not this way in tennis. Because when you use the replay, if the ball's on the line, just even by a hair, it's in. I look at that and I go, I think the ball should be like halfway in to be called a strike. If the majority of the ball is out of the strike zone, how can you say the very, very top part of the ball, well, that was in the strike zone? I'm like, okay, can we do like a 50% rule? Or is that?
I wonder if they could. I think the technology would be there. I mean, right now they can tell exactly
they showed you exactly where it was, or even a quarter of the ball. But when the majority of the ball is out of the strike zone, you're like, oh, that's a ball. Well, no,
I'm all right with the way it is. I think
3 centimeters.
The fact that he's out there like celebrating it though, and suck it. It's like
you're that close. That close. That would have been. Then they would have started chirping. They would have started chirping.
Wrote in, said this is juvenile at best. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And Scotty said, yeah, this is why pitchers should hit. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Somebody will get hit tonight. I saw somebody write that as well. Some one of the Brewer players is going to wear one tonight and have to go back to the locker room and go, "Hey, Abner, thanks, dude.
Took one for you."
See
Though
this?
See that? Though I think I think it was smart of Pat Murphy to call him out. I
do too.
For a manager to go, you know what? We're not going to tolerate that.
It might have protected the guy tonight from getting hit.
May have.
By the way, yesterday we were talking about Abner Doubleday, and somebody even wrote, "When was the last time you heard of a dude named Abner?" How about that? Back-to-back Abners. Back-to-back day with Abners. Did you go see anything about Abner? Did you find out anything about Abner Doubleday yesterday in your historical tour?
No.
All right, well, maybe it's all a lie.
It could be. I mean,
I have my picture. I have a picture somewhere of me next to his gravestone because he's buried in Arlington. Not Abner Uribe.
Did you do the three things to Abner? Give him the D-Generation X?
I did not. No, did not think of that then. Didn't know that was a thing back in the 90s.
Brendan Sorsby was denied reinstatement by the NCAA yesterday. Brendan Sorsby, of course, the quarterback at Texas Tech, was at Cincinnati, has a gambling problem, has admittedly bet on Indiana football when he played for Indiana. Ross, Texas Tech says it will appeal the NCAA's ruling. There is a court hearing on Monday in Lubbock County to get an injunction against the NCAA. And, you know, Texas Tech has proposed a 2-game ban for Brendan Sorsby. And they're using the logic that the NCAA is being hypocritical when it comes to supporting the mental well-being, and I'm paraphrasing a lot here, mental well-being of the student athlete, like being for them for life. Well, you can support somebody through life. Texas Tech can continue to give structure to a guy that has a problem. Doesn't mean you get a play, right? I mean, there are rules. Hunter Deckers lost his entire season at Iowa State. Other players have lost their because they made the choice to gamble on their teams. Doesn't matter if it was to win or to lose. Some people may say that. Say, well, bet on them to lose. Doesn't matter. How many? And you can say, Texas Tech has come out and said, you know, we're reaching epidemic proportions of male student athletes and gambling because of all the gambling that's available right now. Okay, I can concede that gambling is becoming a bigger problem, but part of the onus and should come to the schools of education as soon as they get on campus, right? There should be education that takes place. Say, hey, here are the dangers. You run the risk of not playing, of having your season end. It's not like these guys aren't told from the day they walk on campus, don't gamble. And if they're not, then shame on the school.
They know the rules. The school doesn't even have to do that. They know. Every athlete understands this. Every athlete. It doesn't need to. Should it be said and reiterated? Yes. Does it need to be? Every athlete knows this stuff, man. This is the obvious thing. There has to be consequences for breaking the rules. I don't understand Texas Tech challenging this. I mean, are they just hoping for some sort of delayed court injunction, get the right? I mean, I don't, because it seems to me this is pretty cut and dry.
I'm with you. You know, and Brendan Sorsby released a statement on Instagram, you know, thanking everybody. He's been in rehab. He's getting ready to come back. Appreciates all the support from Texas Tech. The school president has come out and backed Brendan Sorsby. And it's the classic, we know he screwed up. We just don't think you should lose an entire season.
We believe in second chances.
We believe in second chances.
Yeah.
You pull at the heartstrings. We believe 2 games will be enough. We believe punishment of 2 games. 2 games?
Do you guys even know how competitive this young man is? Losing 2 games to him is like losing a family member.
And by the way, we're not saying
This
Brendan
is an easy
Thorsby's a bad person.
No,
I don't know.
No,
the
he
guy.
broke the rules. He broke the
Yes.
rules. He broke the rules that everybody knew, the obvious rules. You've never heard of Pete Rose? You're a 20-something-year-old athlete in America. You didn't know that gambling on your team was. You didn't know that? Well, then you're kicked out for being stupid. You're either kicked out for breaking the rules, or you're kicked out for being really dumb. You can tell us which one you want us to tell people. No, what a ridiculous thing of and the president of the university comes out and
the sad thing is the court case is going to be heard in Lubbock County. Well, we've seen it in Mississippi. We've seen it in other parts of the country. You get a favorable judge, and don't kid yourself. There are favorable judges out there that go, yep, this is wrong. Well, the NBA can kick guys out of the league forever for gambling.
What? Travis, they just got to change the language a little bit. They just got to argue. You know what I mean? Irish Hawkeye's nailing it. If he's truly sick and needed rehab, he'd be focusing on that and not football. Boom.
That's what the last 35 days have been at a
Yeah, didn't you hear that?
Facility.
Didn't you hear the press release, Irish? He just said that he's better now. Didn't you hear the university president? The president of a college just came out and said, hey, you guys, come on.
Have a heart.
Have a heart.
Have some compassion.
This doesn't have anything to do with football. We don't even care about winning football games. We care about second chances. We believe in people. You guys, you can have your football conversations. We believe in people.
And by just giving us 2-game suspension, gives us a better chance to make the college football playoff. Where what a story of redemption that would be. Now, I'm sure Red Raider fans are on. I think if there's one thing that unites people that people can agree on, that if you gamble, and listen, if he was just doing NBA, if he was doing college basketball, I really wouldn't have a problem, right? But once you move into your sport, I've got a serious problem with it. I know it's a fine line. I know some people disagree.
I don't think that's that fine of a line. I think it's a pretty obvious line.
No, but what I mean is, some people would say you shouldn't be able to bet at all if you're a student athlete, and I can understand that argument. However, I do think the definitive line for me is once you move into your sport, no matter if it's your school, if it's your sport, that's a line you've crossed that you just can't come back over on.
Yeah. Your sport at your level?
Yeah.
College football to college football, you wouldn't have a problem with him betting on the NFL?
Not really.
Neither would I.
No. Because he can't affect that. He may be able to get some information, but when you have
some insider information, but not like it could be at your own level.
Yeah. Because I guarantee you got friends all over college football, right? You've played for now 3 different institutions. Everybody else is spread out throughout the college verse to where nobody's at the same school for very long. So yeah, you can get tons of information. But if he's allowed to come back, how about kids that have already been like? If you're 100 Deckers, what do you like, dude?
There's so many examples. There's so many people you can look at and go, that's why this one's so strange.
That's why Iowa State didn't. I mean, I don't think they were happy about it, but they didn't try to fight it like this.
I don't remember the president of the university coming out and saying, "Hey, we believe in these guys. We're gonna fight for them. We're gonna publicly make statements standing up for them and saying that we believe in them."
Ross, is the only way to do this is just, we both said if you were betting on the NFL or the NBA, we didn't care, but is really the only way to do it is you just can't bet? I mean, does it have to be?
No, man. I don't. I think that now. What are you talking about? Are you saying what should the rule be?
Yeah, I mean, it is the only way to get around this. Because we've created a gray area. In my world, I've created a gray area. Well, if you want to bet on the NBA, fine. If you want to bet on the NFL, fine. But is it probably better to eliminate the gray? And as you bet, you're done, like the old way.
Dude, maybe. I mean, Scotty writes in and says betting losses can result in a compromised individual, no matter what they bet on. That's a great point. No matter what you bet on, you end up with a betting debt, a gambling debt that can put you in a compromised position, no matter who you are or what power you have or what your job is.
Somebody says, why is it so hard not to gamble? Because when you have an addiction, it's hard. If you don't have an addiction, and I can fully admit that it is when you get addicted to something, why do alcoholics? Why is it so hard not to drink? Because
I've always, gambling has never been my thing. I've always thought of it as vibration. Ross, not Peterson, is the guy that wrote that in. But Ross, I literally have felt it like a vibration. When I was a kid and people started talking about how, man, most people's biggest fear is public speaking. I loved being up in front of the class. Loved it. Loved that vibe. The vibration I got when I was up in front of people. I loved it. The vibration I got when I started gambling on games and watching, I didn't like that. I don't like the tension. I don't even like really playing card games with my friends where I'm winning their money.
Yeah, right at the end of the night, Ross goes, "Here, you have it back." I didn't want to
come real close to that. It's a true story. I don't like it. I don't like so I think I really do think it's a vibration. And some people, they do that. They put that money down and dude, it tickles them where they go, yeah.
Some people thrive, and it's not necessarily the gambling. They thrive off the risk.
Yeah, right, Travis. Dude, that's what gambling. Or I'm sorry, gambling. Golf. Since I'm not a gambler, I often forget how intertwined those two things are. Until you're on the golf course with people that do golf a lot outside of my little circle, and you're having conversations, and they're like, oh, yeah, and then this happened, and then this got brought up, and then this got gambled, and you're like, oh, yeah, I forget that golf is basically just live gambling. So I don't know, man. What should the rule be? I think that it comes down to individual stuff where the teams, because that's what I thought maybe you were asking. Like, what should Kirk Ferentz's team rule be?
No gambling.
And I'm sure that there are other team rules that you can't smoke pot in Iowa. But like Deion Sanders in Colorado, you can smoke pot in Colorado. I'm sure Deion has a team rule that says no smoking pot. So can't you have a team rule that says no gambling? None. Stay away from it. There's way too much to risk here for everybody.
It's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. From a legal standpoint, from an eligibility standpoint, from a number of standpoints, it's just not worth it.
I'll tell you what I'm excited to gamble on.
What's that?
When the LA Olympic Games happen in 2028, Travis.
Flag football? You going to be betting the flag football?
Ninja Warrior is now officially an Olympic sport.
Is that like the extreme CrossFit game thing where they
it's like that's a good way to put it. I never thought of it as it's like I look at it as like extreme obstacle course.
Yeah. But I think you have to be somewhat of a CrossFitter to do that.
Crazy fit. You got to be crazy athletic to be able to strong. Yeah. You got to be crazy. You got to be crazy, dude.
Your upper body strength has to be incredible.
Japanese TV producer behind Ninja Warrior signed an official deal to license its obstacle designs to the Los Angeles 2028 Games, and Ninja Warrior now an official Olympic sport. started out as just a reality
TV
show type thing. Yeah,
But you know what, Ross? I can see myself watching Ninja Warrior competitions. I mean, I used to watch. You remember Battle of the Network Stars? They would do similar things like that. Or was it ABC's Wide World of Sports would have the Superstars where they'd have to go over the wall and do obstacle course stuff? Do you remember? That would have been probably in the 70s, so you may not remember that.
No, I remember this stuff. I remember Dusty says Kluver's heart is a diamond right now. Now I remember those. I remember the Battle of the Network Stars. But to me, why am I drawing a blank, dude, on the show? Oh my gosh, why can't I can't I'm having an unbelievable brain fart right now. There was a show when I was a kid where the characters were like Blaze and Ice. American Gladiators. Gosh, Dusty, thank you. Oh my God, how did I not have that in my brain? American Gladiators was kind of like Ninja Warrior, except for everybody knows what American Gladiator was.
It was like the precursor to it.
Yeah. American Gladiators. That show was so great.
These roided out superstars.
Did you watch the Roid games, by the way? Speaking of rabbit holes in the final minutes here.
I did not.
Oh, yeah. The enhanced games went down.
Did they break any records?
I think there was one. There was one that was broken by just a fraction of a second. And of course, it won't get recognized by anybody. I don't remember which one it was. I mean, I think for overall, I think big flop for them.
Well, because also, I believe most of the athletes participating were I don't want to say elderly. That's the wrong word.
Past their prime.
Past their prime.
Yeah. Doing this as like one final hurrah type of deal.
So, I'd like to see this with people in their prime and not outside their prime. And maybe it shows, you still have to have some athletic ability. You still got to be in your prime to reach that. Speaking of being in your prime, if you're not feeling right, don't ignore it. Treat it, but treat it your way. Urology Center of Iowa has a dedicated men's health wellness center designed to restore your confidence and your comfort and put you back in control. Because at UCI, you will get personalized treatment based on you and nobody else. You deserve a clear plan, a private tailored experience, and judgment-free care. That's UCI. Schedule an appointment with UCI today at iowauro.com. All right, Roscoe, I'm going to pack up the hotel room, be heading to Savannah, Georgia. That's where I'll be live tomorrow from. So still on the road.
Have fun seeing Greta.
It'll be fun. I know she's stressed out. She was in the art studio last night, I think well past 10 o'clock, working on her final painting. So she's been working hard at that. And so 2 days of school left for her, and then we get to pick her up and take her home on Friday, but we'll see her tonight. So fun show today, as always. We'll be back tomorrow at 6 a.m. Enjoy your Wednesday, everybody. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
Start spreading the news, 'cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end, unless you're just loitering. It's Central City. We can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City. All this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
Hi, Noel from Fiscus Jewelers. Thinking about popping the question? Take their breath away with the diamond you can trust. Rare and forever natural diamonds. Thoughtfully selected and pre-screened using advanced technology. If you don't see exactly what you're looking for, we'll custom design it together. Our experienced team is here to help you create something truly meaningful. And let's not forget about the guys. We proudly offer the largest selection of men's wedding bands around. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
The April showers have come and gone, and our field is lush with a fresh bouquet of Cadillac CT5 sedans. No one except Cadillac is making sedans like this, 360 horsepower, all-wheel drive, and that classic Cadillac presence. Low APR up to 84 months and a large inventory means we have the CT5 you're looking for this spring. And for even more savings, we have a whole fleet of retired service loaners ready for your driveway. Stop in and see us or visit us online at williscadillac.com.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is No Job millionaire. A front row tickets to every show millionaire. A hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie millionaire.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles millionaire. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
Your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
Back to the Rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.